Tanks were seen at key intersections in the capital of Harare, but otherwise the streets have been quiet. Mugabe's decision to dump his vice president, a move widely seen as the first step in handing the reins of power over to his wife, seems to be the trigger that pushed the military to act. Roy Moore, the embattled Alabama Senate candidate, continued to fire back against the sexual abuse allegations against him. His attorney, Philip L. Jorugwe, attacked the credibility of Beverly Young Nelson, who said Moore sexually assaulted her when she was 16. Jorugwe said Nelson lied when she said she never spoke to Moore again after the alleged assault. Nelson's divorce in 1999 was handled in Moore's courtroom, Jorugwe said, so there was contact. The attorney also denied that Moore wrote in Nelson's yearbook and wants a handwriting expert to examine it. Point 3. Tax reform. A GOP senator has come out against the Senate tax reform bill. Sen. Ron Johnson of Wisconsin says the current bill is too favorable to big corporations and changes would need to be made to gain his support. The Republicans can only afford to lose 2 votes and still pass the bill, and throwing in a repeal of Obamacare's individual mandate may make a few other senators waver. The House is set to vote on its tax reform bill today. Point 4. California shooting. Kevin Neal, the man who killed 5 people in a shooting rampage, was described as deranged and paranoid, and was never supposed to own any weapons. Police say before he went around a Northern California community randomly shooting at people, Neal killed his wife and put her body under the floor in his house. He had been ordered to give up his firearms after 2 female neighbors sought a protection order against him after they said he had repeatedly harassed them. Neal killed one of those neighbors as well. Point 5. CT researchers have announced that they were able to diagnose the degenerative brain disease CTE in a living person. The study's lead author told CNN the breakthrough was made with the ex-NFL player Fred McNeil in 2012 using an experimental brain scan. Previously, CTE, chronic traumatic encephalopathy, could only be diagnosed by examining the brain after the person has died. Breakfast browser. People are talking about these. Read up. Join in. Check off. Twitter will now remove the verification symbol from accounts that incite hate and harassment, so no more blue check marks for people like Richard Spencer. Not joking. Cards Against Humanity is known for its pranks, but its latest stunt aims to do something quite serious: stop President Trump's border wall. New Pope Mobile. Pope Francis has a hot new rider Lamborghini, but don't worry, the pontiff's not going to start racing around Vatican City in it. Just making Suresh really didn't need the publicity, but Taylor Swift popped up in a Nashville Target anyway, to make sure her hit album Reputation is on the shelves. Out of this world. No happy with life in America? Bored with things in France? Maybe you should move to Ashgordia, the world's first nation in space. Thanks, Dad. 2-year-old Sol Ryan lost his left arm just 10 days after he was born. Luckily for him, his dad had a 3D printer. Quote of the day: similar, but needs work on his form. Has to be done in one single motion. Eyes should never leave the camera. Sen. Marco Rubio, giving President Trump tips after Trump repeatedly reached for water during his Asia speech. Rubio was roasted by Trump and others when he did the same thing during a 2013 speech. Number of the day: $450 million. That's how much Leonardo da Vinci's long-lost painting Salvator Mundi sold for at auction, a record price for a piece of art on finally, just in time for Thanksgiving. Are you a horrible cook? That's okay. This guy is too, but he still wants to show you how to make a pumpkin pie.